Yes, hello guys. I would like to answer a few of your questions and some past questions, and I will just try to do that fast because it's almost late. Then we can see how we we can see how we continue tomorrow. So, anyways, let's try to see the past questions that I'll answer. So, I'm going to just look at 10 questions and then I will get to answer it for you so that you can get to know. So, in that way, in that case, I'm going to try to share my screen. Let's see, share screen, and then I answer you these past questions. Okay, now I'm sharing my screen here. So the first question is, when must a player be assigned a FIFA ID? I hope you can see my screen, but anyways, so first, if you have been reading our also RSTP, that's the regulation of status of transfer of player, you can look into, I'm going to try to show you the page under registration where you can check this. So this is the RSTP and that I'm trying to scroll. So you can see like under registration of players, if you start reading them, you're going to find a lot of the answers there. So, but anyways, let me go straight. So when must a player be assigned a FIFA ID? One, they say A, after playing their first official match. B, when they are first registered in the electronic player registration system. C, when they sign a professional contract. So the answer there should be B, when they are first registered in the electronic player registration system. So you are fine. You are assigned a FIFA ID. So the next question is, who is eligible to participate in an organized football? Who is eligible to participate? So A, only players who have played at least one official match. No. B, only electronically registered players with a FIFA ID. Good. C, all players on trial regardless of registration. No. So the answer there is B. These are common, very easy questions that you just try to put yourself. It's good to true. Okay, number 3. Can a player participate in friendly matches during a trial without being registered? A, yes, a player on trial can play friendly matches without being registered. B, no, they must be registered first. C, only if the trial lasts more than 14 days. No, I think also this is very common and easy. The answer is A. Yes, a player on trial can play friendly matches without being registered. When you're on trials, you don't need to be registered. It's only when you have passed your trials before you can sign your contract now. So you don't need to be registered when that's okay. So number 4, how many clubs can a player be registered with in a single season? All these things are on RSTP. How many clubs can a player be registered with a single season? A, only one club. No. B, a maximum of 2 clubs. No. And C, a maximum of 3 clubs. What do you think is the answer? So on the RSTP, you are going to also find this answer. A player can be registered a maximum of 3 clubs in a season, the first class season. Well, or if you want me to go further and explain this, let's take, for example, your loan to Chelsea, and then you play for Chelsea. Then, because Chelsea, the season there finishes soon the season is finishing in England in, let's say, June. Is it June? Yes. Then the Liga season, or the season in Norway or the Scandinavia season opens in April. So you can also play still this way. So normally FIFA says a player can register with 3 clubs, because you can also have a season that is you can play in a league that overlaps with another league. So let's take, for example, those people playing in England. if they finish, the season here was to be going on in Norway, Sweden, Finland, those, because there's always a lot of winter and snow this way. So that's why I wanted to make you guys clear and understand this. So question number 5, how many clubs can a player play official matches for a season under normal circumstances? So number 5, how many clubs can so the answer is A, 3 clubs. No. B, 2 clubs. C, unlimited as long as they are registered. So the answer here is 2 clubs. Yeah. So when can a player play official matches for a third club in one season? Yes. So if you look at it, let's go back. I just want to put a clear point here. How many? Let's go back to question 5. How many clubs can a player play official matches for a season under normal circumstances? So that's one thing with it. So you have to know under normal circumstances. That's why they asked the question. So normal circumstances is 2. But yeah, question 6 says, when can a player play official matches for a third club in one season? Okay, A, if transfer between associations with overlapping seasons and contractual obligations are fulfilled. That is the answer, A. But let's read this one. B, if the player is under 21. No. C, if the clubs are in different continents. So if you see, I explained this earlier, if the transfer between associations with overlapping seasons and contractual obligations are fulfilled. So the answer is A. So to know more of this, you can also read the RSTP where I showed you from the page like registration of players going down. You're going to find this. So question 7, what must associates do if a player already has a FIFA ID assigned via their FIFA Connect ID system? So A, assign a new ID for internal use. No. B, use the same FIFA ID in their registration system. Good. C, wait for FIFA to approve registration. So the answer there is B. So let's go to question 8. How long does a member association have to resolve conflict if a player appears to be registered in more than one system? So think of this one also. So again, how long does a member association have to resolve a conflict if a player appears to be registered in more than one system? You have to be very fast about it, but it's 5 days. Check this also on the RSTP. So next question, which light? Okay, next question. My lights went off. Let's see, just hold on. Oh, my light went off. Yes, okay, I have to round up fast because my light went off. Where was I? Is it question 9? What is a bridge transfer? Okay, I explained this later in the afternoon, but I'm going to say a bridge transfer. This question always mostly comes sometimes. Yeah, a bridge transfer. A bridge transfer is so let me first, I will give this before I explain. What is the bridge transfer? A, 2 consecutive transfer of the same player within 16 weeks used to bypass rules. B, a loan deal that turns into a permanent transfer. C, a transfer between clubs in different countries. The answer is A, 2 consecutive transfer of the same player within 16 weeks used to bypass rules. So let's take, for example, let me explain what is a bridge transfer. So in normal terms, let's take, for example, you sign for club A. Club A loans you to club B. Then, no, you sign for club A. You're a player of club A. Let's put it, okay, let's start. You're a player for club A. And then club B buys you. And then as club B buys you, he immediately sells you to club C within 16 weeks. So this is called a bridge transfer. Why do they call it a bridge transfer? Because FIFA thinks this club that you are at club A and you're being sold to club B buys you and sells you to club C. So FIFA thinks the real or a person who buys you is club C. Then he has spoken to club B to say, can you buy this guy and sell to us because we are a more bigger club? And so if we buy the player, it's going to be more expensive. So can you bypass that rule? So in essence, it means, let's take for example, I'm going to use clubs names. So Manchester United is an elite club, and then let's say they buy a player from Asante Kotoko in Ghana, one team in Ghana. So when they buy that player from no, when they see a player, they don't buy, they see a player that the player is a top talent from Ghana, Asante Kotoko. So instead for them buying that player, because they're going to pay what they call training compensation, they go and ask an amateur club. They are in partnership with they speak to an amateur club that buy this player for us. When you buy this player, buy this player, then after you are going to sell this player for us. Because they know that if they buy that player, they're going to pay huge financial transfer compensation. Training compensation to Asante Kotoko. So they prefer this club. They prefer this club, this lower club, to buy the player so that they can bypass that rule. You see, so that is how it works. So FIFA. So if you want to make it that you want to beat that rule, if you buy the player, you don't have to sell that player to Manchester United within 16 weeks. You have to let that player stay one transfer window more. So in essence, if this person plays there for maybe 6 months, let's give an example, then you can bypass that rule. But the moment you buy a player, then within 16 weeks, you're selling that player to another club, then the FIFA thinks there's something fishy there, that actually you didn't want to buy that player. There's something behind that. You wanted to buy that player to sell to another club. So I hope I explained this better to you guys, because I'm trying to explain this so that it looks more into real life situations, to use real life situations. Because within the exam, you're not going to see direct question comes like this. Like for example, the question like question number 9, they can give you a lengthy question that before you read and understand it and interpret it, it's tricky. So I'm going to next time I'm going to put a real life question that came, past question that actually most of the questions that came, that you're going to see how the questions are. So let's go to question number 10. Who imposes sanction related to a breach transfer? Okay, I think this one, if you have been reading also, you also know. The Players National Association, no. The Court of Arbitration for Sportcast, no, it's not a Court of Arbitration. Okay, the FIFA Disciplinary Committee, yes, it's the FIFA Disciplinary Committee. Also, all these things are on. Let's check the page. So if you're following, if you're reading the 2024 version of the FIFA study material, it's from page 100. You can look from, it's under registration of players from page 165. You can start reading them there. Yes, start reading this. Yeah, there you're going to read a lot of the questions, and then you can familiarize yourself with the answer. So anyways, I'm doing a course. The course already started. For those who are a little bit late, you can always contact me to give you extra tips on what to do to pass the exam, because as I always tell people, this exam is your bread and butter. So try to help yourself and pass it, because I always think of myself representing a player like, if I'm representing a player like Ronaldo, how lucky you can be, or a top player. Anyways, that is it for this. That is it for today. And speak to you later. But I hope I explain a lot about this FIFA exam stuff to you guys, because I really wish you guys pass. And most of the students that I'm also teaching them, yes, I try to give them a lot of tips, structural approach, how to pass the exam, and a lot of things, how to write, tips on how to write and answer the question. So next time I'm going to also be trying to open the study materials, but I'm not going to really give you a lot of details, because I'm already teaching a course. So most of the time, if you want me to give you details on certain things, then you can also send a message and not join the course, because you can't join the course now because it has gone far. Yeah. So, but also I'm also open to like giving you guys what we can say normally. Giving you guys maybe some tips that okay, how to find the guides. Yes, just bullet points, how to find the guides, how to use the book, some things like that. So I can assist with that one. But the people I'm teaching them the course, I'm more focused on for them trying to get 100% pass rate, because most of them, they say, actually two of them say they have already an agency already, and they are waiting to, they need to have the license. They have already an agency, then they need to have the license. So that's why also I need to give my best for them to try to get the result. Yes, I see someone saying hello. Hello, Cornelius Mukele. Yes, I hope you're doing good. Yes, almost rounding up. So most of the guys that I'm teaching, so I try to give them that priority that they can also try to pass the exam. But anyways, just a moment. Any question? What's his name? Cornelis or Mukele. If you have any question, you can ask, and then I can guide you or help you through it. Then before I go, yes, this is about past questions. I hope you were listening. Yeah, the FIFA agent exam past questions. So I was speaking about that. So if you have any questions on that, you can drop the question. I can help you answer that, or show you one or two things before I go. Yes. Let's see. Yes, this was questions that I tried to answer for you guys. And normally, as I always say, the exam, there's one thing about this exam. It is multiple choice question, but it's very strange because the multiple choice questions are very hard. Not because I don't know if I have. Just a moment, guys. I'm going to try to find a past question that I know of that is quite. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. But let me find the past question first, guys. Where's my WhatsApp? Okay, let's see. I think I have those past. Oh, it has gone away. Jesus. Yes. No, I don't have those questions. This one funny thing is with this. Now WhatsApp has made something that they just wipe most of the chat. So there's some past questions that I was talking about it to a friend who has to write. Yes, I was sending him those past questions. There were past questions that came, and I was sending. They were good past questions because they were quite huge. But anyways, let's see. Let me go to the. Okay, this is the FIFA study materials. If I go here, I don't know if most of you guys. Let me share my screen. Then go in there, so that you guys can see something. No. Okay, share screen. No, I cannot share my screen with this one. Let's see. Bridge transfer scandal explain. No. Actually, I have to copy it and paste here. I cannot share my screen. But anyways, okay, my question is on commissioning structure for an agent is 3%, but why in real life other agencies are changing 10%? I heard one guy saying agents won a court case against FIFA. Is this true? No. So what I'm going to say is when agents are, but thanks for the question, by the way. Okay, you have two questions. How first, okay, let's answer this. I'm going to answer the other one. How do you get personal collections with clubs and get a FIFA agent after getting? Okay, the first question I'm going to let me answer this one first. You said my question is on commissioning structure for an agent is 3%, but why in real life other agencies are charging 10%? I heard one guy saying agents won a court case against FIFA. Is that true? Okay, so normally FIFA, according to FIFA rules and regulation, the agency your commissioning is 3%. So that's officially 3%. So let's give an example. Even if you go to the exam hall, they ask what is the commissioning for an agent is 3%. Now, let me explain your case is what your case actually, what is happening. What is happening is when agents meet a player and then they have a deal for a player, because they discover that that player is quite desperate, they can even put 15% because they know that player is desperate to sign. Because if the player don't sign, the player has nowhere to go. So his best option is always to sign. So they take advantage of you to sign and sign for you. And make you sign that contract. Because take, for example, what they are going to be telling you is this is the option they have. Do you want to sit here and don't have any option or sign? And if you're a player, if you analyze it critically, the person is going to say, well, if they are paying me 5,000 euros a month, so I better sign and give this agent whether it's 10, 15%, how many percent he wants, rather than me sitting here and have nothing. So this is where that it comes from. But no, there's nothing like agents have like an agent won 10% against FIFA. FIFA has officially already made the law clear, the thing clear, and it's official. It is 3% commissioning for every agent when you have a player, even when you're representing a player. When you upload that document, because when you're trying to represent player, there's a document you take from the FIFA platform that you sign. When you write the player's name, you fill your commissioning, which is 3%. When you're representing that very document, you're going to upload it on the FIFA platform. So even if you come and put 10%, at one point in time, when FIFA goes through those documents and they see that you put 10%, you're in trouble. What it can mean is your license can be withdrawn, everything, because FIFA have the right to do all those things. So what happens in this 10% case is agents exploit players in this case because they know players are desperate, and even if they see 50%, the players will still sign. There's a time, let me say, when I used to be in Holland, when I used to play football in Holland, I'll give this. So there was this agent. I used to be in the room with my friend. There was this agent who wanted to take me to a football club in Malta called Mostar Football Club, which is the first division team there. So the agent told me, I sent him all my details, but he told me that he's going to be getting 50% of my salary, and I was actually willing to accept that because I didn't know anything. I would 50. He said 50%. When I sent the contract details to my uncle, who is in Belgium, then my uncle spoke to me. My uncle was, I think he remember. I remember him saying, "Am I going to go and play that football for free? Why would someone want to take 50%?" But because I was also thinking, I was also in that situation, like desperate situation, that why would I sit there when I don't have a contract yet, and I'm preparing to get fit, and nothing has come up yet. And if this person wants to bring me a first division team in Europe, I prefer to go and take that go if they're paying me a huge amount of money and he's taking 50%. So I ended up not going actually. But these are the things that play. I'm answering also these are the things that plays through players' mind because I've been a player before, so I know how they think. So because as a player, you just want to play for a professional team and kickstart your career, because in your mind you're always thinking like, okay, after this contract, maybe when I'm signing the next contract, that agent will not be available because he's selfish. So players do think that way. So that's your first question. And the second, I hope I answered that on. And your second question is, How do you get personal connection with clubs after getting the FIFA agent license? Okay, when you get FIFA agent license, then you need to be patient also, but this is a strategy way that you can get connection with clubs. You have LinkedIn. That LinkedIn is the most professional platform. I think most people don't really know what is know LinkedIn. Okay, this is LinkedIn. Let me try to share my screen. Share screen. I'm going to show you. Okay, good. I'm going to show you something on LinkedIn. You asked, okay, share screen. Okay, this is me on my, this is my LinkedIn. This is me on LinkedIn. Okay, this is me on LinkedIn. Okay, so so let's take, for example, I'm trying to look at football clubs. I have created a profile on LinkedIn, and this is my profile. And I'm trying to look at football clubs. Although I already have connection with the football clubs, with a lot of football clubs, but I'm going to show you how you as a beginner can start also. So because if someone sees my profile, it will be different from someone who's a beginner, because I've been on LinkedIn for long, and also I've been a lot of time connection building. But okay, let's take, for example, I want to look at football club. Let's take, for example, which football club do I know? Okay, let's take Coops. I know I always go to Coops Skopje in this in. Let's take Coops Skopje. Let's see. So I want to type a football club. Let's see. Okay. Okay, this is this football club. Okay. And now I have clicked the name Kupskopje and it has come to me in this football club. So what do I do if I want to start looking for distinct connections? But this is the first thing you do. I just want to show you something. Well, let's assume you have passed your license. I will be going to post about home. Okay, I'll go to people. You go to people, yeah, and under people. So these are the people they work. These are people working in Coops now in this football club. So what am I looking at? Okay, so it shows that coach. This is the sporting director of Coops. This person. This is the sporting director. If I click on him, he's a sporting director. Good. Okay, that's the first person you click on. Then you go on another person. So head of recruitment also. This another person. He works for Coops, head of recruitment. So these kind of people, let's say, because I have a on LinkedIn, I have a professional, I have a pro distant, so I can send them messages. So yeah, you want to be sending, let's say, a message just to say hi, just to say hi, not writing too much message. This also I'm trying to teach you now networking. It's almost like networking, because I learned a lot of networking also back then from mentors. So yeah, you want to be teaching, you want to be just saying hello, how are you? You look at what he has been doing. Let's take, for example, if he has been posting something. Let's say if I scroll on that, but anyway, what you do is you try to look what he has been posting. Then you go to comment on that last post, and then come and say, for example, hello, nice reading your post, something like that. I will look forward in reading more of your post. Let's give an example. Then you start to, maybe after commenting on his post, then you come and write a question. You just come and say, hello, how are you? I would like to ask one of you questions about football in Coops. Let's give an example. That's how you network. So but the mistake you don't have to do here is don't go and start telling that, hello, I'm a football agent and my name is blah, blah, this. I would like to sell this player to you already, because he's not going to respond to you because you haven't provided value. You understand? So this is how you network with football clubs. First, you look into what he's doing, comment on what he has done, then you just say a greeting message to him, say and appreciating him for what he's doing, and say maybe you might want to ask a few questions. After doing this, that's not all. I'm just showing this is how networking, because this is a skill I've learned. It's almost like basic, but this is a skill I learned. Listen, after doing this, now you have to go. After doing it, now you have to go to the team. If the team is close by, this you can do this technique many times, but if the team now is close by, then you have to drive to that place. Let's take, for example, when I speak to people, then the Coops, this team is an elite team here. I always drive, it's about 200 200 kilometers away from where I live. So most of the time, in the summer, I always drive there to watch their training. Then, because I have connection with the club, then speak to most of the people in the club there. So that is how you build network. And that's just a first example. Then the next thing, if you want to also be a network of football clubs, most things is when you write them, try to go there, because face-to-face speaking is much easier, because clubs these days, they feel like, okay, there are a lot of people writing and we don't know if they are real people. So they tend not to respond. So you go to clubs, maybe you go, and when you speak to people, it's much easier that way. So with these people, because now I'm having connection with them. But the first, I'll give an example. When I started going to the club, the first day I went to watch their training sessions. The first day I went to watch their training session, it was more of this happening. It was more of like, when I went there, no one actually recognized me. By that time, I was not. Was I an agent? I was not an agent yet. Yes. So, but I went there with discovered that I went there with my pen and paper, just trying to write their philosophy, because I was coaching kids. So I used to go and see how the professionals coach, and then I tried to pick one or few things. So when I come back, I tried to do it, implement it in my training session, because I still love coaching kids. So the next time when I went there, this is what happened. When they finished the training, I approached the coach, and I told him, I said, excuse me. I said, okay, because I saw him doing a transition drill. I asked him that, okay, I like what you did there, but please, can you explain me what you did, so that at least I can try to know what, because I'm also a sport coach. Maybe I would like to implement that or learn something from that. And the coach said, because when you ask that kind of question from the coach is always going to answer. Most of the coaches are always going to answer. So he turned and said, we are playing a team which is quite defensive and play on the counter attack. So we are doing this transition drills because we want our players to adapt into that. So from there, I told him, oh, this is very impressive. I would like to come around most of the time and just hear one or few things from you. And he said, yeah. When you come there after training, you can always ask. I'm free. That is how we built the relationship. So you see, from day one, it didn't happen, but from day two. So now, after we switch contact, before I'll be sending him sometimes when I don't go for the games, I'll be sending him a message telling him good luck. Just those little things. And then when I show up now, when he's preparing a game, this is an elite coach who coaches the elite level. When he's preparing a game, when he finishes, he will just pass and say hi to me, and then we speak. You said you want to understand one of the things I did today. I'll say, yeah, we will speak about it. Then that's all. So from then now, and the coach actually, he moved into a first division team in Sweden. And when he moved, I actually congratulated him and we kept in touch. So he's actually also inviting me to Sweden if I have time to come and like watch the game, because he plays. Actually, his team will be playing. Is playing European Conference League tomorrow. So this, I'm just telling you guys, but this is how you build your network. So you start from that. You try to do it genuinely because you love what you're doing. So I hope I answered most of your questions, and probably I took more time, but I just wanted to explain more so that you can see the idea of how being you said, how do you get personal connection with clubs? This is a very good question. Yeah. Yes, this is a very good question. This is a very good question. I like the question. I like the question. Let's see. Yes, hello. So how can we connect? Jake Bar, how can we connect? What do you mean? Do you mean on LinkedIn or whatsoever? Because I'm on Instagram and on LinkedIn and on YouTube. So what do you mean? How can we connect? So let me know what you mean. How can we connect? What platform? What do you mean? Can you explain? Yeah. What platform? Yes. If you say how can we connect, I have many places. So you have to be ask a question more clearly so that others can learn. So why also we are doing this? I'm also you guys who are online. I'm going to also show you guys a little bit of how to network also. Let's go back to the LinkedIn. Okay. This is my LinkedIn. Let's take for example. Okay, Manchester United is a top club. Let's take for example. Let's type Manchester United. Manchester United. It's a big club in England. So let's take for example. Another thing that happens is anyone, if you're an agent, you need to be always on LinkedIn. I mean, you need to be on LinkedIn and you need to be on LinkedIn so that you can, because this platform is a platform where you can, after being an agent, you can get a job with, and it's a job with other agencies just to start as an experience, because that is very important. Let's say when you learn from the people who are experienced, you get to network a lot there. Let's take, for example, there are a lot of companies like George Mendes. He has a company, the agent of Ronaldo. He has a company here that if you are always on LinkedIn, you're going to see the jobs that come in and out. So it's going to help you. This is actually the most important platform when it comes to job search and everything there. So Instagram and all those things, yes, they are good. But when you come to like your profession, like when you're an agent, this is where you go. So if I come to Manchester United page here, okay, this is the page. And let's take, for example, I want to, let me say, I want to look for important people. I want to start building connection with this club. This is how I want to start. Let's take, for example, I'll come here to people. Okay, when I come to people, then I look youth scout at Manchester United. This person you want to be connecting. Okay, this guy has left Manchester United. This guy has left Manchester United. You want to be connecting with academy physical. Okay, no. As an agent, you want to be connecting with academy scout at Manchester United. So normally, let's take for example, with this, let me click on the name of one of this person. Okay, yeah, he works for Manchester United, academy physical performance coach at Manchester United women. No, let's look for someone at, of course, women game, but let's look for someone who is at the main game. Let's go more. Okay, let's see. Okay, Stephen Ajewele, Manchester United. Okay, let's go back. David Harrison, let's click on him and see. Manchester United, head of youth recruitment at Manchester United Football Club. Okay, let's take for example. There are some people you click, they will not accept your invitation, but you have to do because there are a lot of football clubs. Let's take for example. Okay, you send him a connect. And when he accepts the connect, or if he doesn't, you can still always send this. For those who have, you can always send a message to him, because I have a professional. How do they call it? Premium for LinkedIn. But anyways, if you don't have premium, you can always just click connect and just wait. When he accepts, they send him a message. But I can send him a message because I have a premium. Because yes, when you send him the message, you need to just send a basic message, and when he sees it, if he replies, then you start from there. Start building your network. So you want to always be looking at people. Head of youth recruitment at Manchester United. So those are the people that you want to always connect with them, because it's very important. And there's one person I'm going to show you, you guys too. Okay, it's former Chelsea. I think he's former Chelsea. Let's see. He used to work for Chelsea before. I want to show you how we started the connection. I want to show you. Good. I'm going to show you an example. His name is Chris Robertson. He used to work for Chelsea for 10 years. He was scouting players for 10 years. So it's good. He's one of the person that I want to show you how we did connected, what I did. Okay, let's take for example, when I was building my network long ago. Okay, this is him, Chris Robinson. So now he's a friend of mine. Okay, Chris Robinson, if I click on him, let's see. Now he works head of recruitment, head of academy recruitment, Southampton FC, and director of scouting game. So now he works for Southampton Football Club. Southampton Football Club. Okay, let's try to. I will click on our message and him. Let's see how I started with him. Let's see. Okay, this is our message. I hope you guys see. Okay, so look at my message that I tried to send to Chris. Hi Chris, I have listened to your to your podcast and some of the videos you always make. I take great pleasure in always listening to your idea and and with the experience you have in the game. One player that stands out, as you mentioned in one of your videos that I followed a lot from afar, who was under your leadership and guidance at Chelsea, was Charles Musonda. Charles Musonda. Okay, listen, was my question. Coming up at the ranks at Chelsea, I thought this kid was going to be a superstar from afar. I thought maybe injuries disturbed him in achieving his potential. I am now involved in training young kids and I see a lot with potential in Norway and in Finland. I wish to ask this question is how did you deal with kids that are very talented, 12 years old, but are really difficult to coach? So this question, do you see how this is my first time talking with Chris? But now, do you see what happened? I appreciated him. I tried to give him a lot of, because he has been scout. He has been working for Chelsea for, is it 30 years? For so long, he has been working for Chelsea when they used to have the Lampard, Drogba, all those old players. Yes. So he used to work for Chelsea for so long. So I gave him credit that I have been following him for long. So he knows that, okay, this person is actually someone who has been my follower. Then before I asked this question, and the kid I asked, Charles Musonda, was a very good player also that passed through him. So he knows that actually I've been following him. Okay, look at what he said. Now Chris came and responded. He said, hi, Brian, in what way are they difficult? He asked now about the kids. In what way are they difficult? I say, hi, Chris, difficult that they don't listen to anything you say and are always a distraction for the other boys. When you give instruction, they are always doing one thing or the other by making noises. But the most difficult part of it is that when the game starts, this kid is one of the best players on the pitch. So I'm trying to create a conversation here and also engage. So he said, yes, frustrating. Keep them busy. Give them responsibility to help organize or go the other way and sanction those not listening. The usual range of coaching, teaching techniques, I guess, but it is difficult at times. So that was his response. And I said, thanks, Chris, much appreciated. I will implement it and analyze how it goes. So you see, now I didn't ask, this is networking I'm trying to teach you guys here. So you see, now I didn't ask him anything. But I tried to also speak about what he did. So now what I'll do is, now he wrote a book. This is the next step now of network. Now he wrote a book, and now if I want to, I bought the book already. So now the best thing I'll be doing is I will be taking the book. When I read a passage there that is quite long, I'll be asking him question on that book. So my question might go like, let's take for example, I can go and I can say, hello Chris, I wrote this, I read about your book, and when I came across this place, I didn't really understand what you said. Can you explain me this part? Because it's, so you see, there you're investing in someone, but and also because he sees that you have bought his book, or you really know a little bit about him, he's going to give you that listening ears. And then the final stage, this is what we call networking at the highest level. This thing I'm teaching you guys is something I paid a lot just to learn from my mentor. So now the final stage is after, now you can, when you ask him for a Zoom call, that please, Chris, I would like to have a Zoom call, because now he has also discovered that you're someone of value, that you have created value, you're interested in learning. He is going to be seeing you that, hey, this person, and what this person can also achieve success because the way he reasons. So you see this is how network goes at the highest level. You invest in someone, do something that they like, keep doing this, and don't ask for anything concerning you. Always think of where you can give value to that person. Then in essence, now you try not to maybe ask a Zoom call. Can we have a Zoom call? Now you start talking about what you want to achieve, about your own self, what you want to go. Then he can give you advice. Then he can also tell you that, I have a friend at Chelsea that I used to work at Chelsea. Let me try to talk to him and see whether he can ask you. So let's take, for example, if I'm trying not to build a network to ask Chris, because Chris is working for Southampton, he's working for Chelsea, I can probably ask him that, okay, Chris, I have this very talented player. After we have been doing all that, I have this very talented player. Just take a look at him and tell me what you think about that player. So now the player that what I'm trying to do here is that I'll make sure that player is very good, but also I'll be trying to sell that player to Chris so that I will try to show that player to Chris so that when Chris sees the player, he sees that, okay, this is an elite player. And probably Chris, there are two options he can go. Chris will be saying, Chris, what I'm trying to do is Chris should know that I have value and taste for a good player. So that next time, if I'm showing a player, he said, hey, or if he needs a player from Southampton or whatsoever, I can say, do you have any player of this certain quality? You see, so I know that player is good, but I'm trying to also show him that he can see if advertise the player to him. So thereby, you are already now working at his same space. So next time, probably when Southampton need a young player, he might call you. Do you have a winger? Do you have a defender? This is how you try to build relationships. So networking is about giving in more before you get. So this is a lesson that I learned actually from my mentor that paid more than 1,000 euros gradually just to learn this method. But you get it for free because I have to share this kind of knowledge to you guys so that you guys learn. And this is how you network to become an elite agent and also build your communication. But if you go and just send message to someone and say, hey, hello, I have this player, can you check him, without ever doing something, that person is likely not going to respond. So I hope I gave you guys value for that. Let's say, hi, sir, how can we connect? Okay, someone said, how can we connect? Brian, can you make a good living from just being a football agent, or you will need a second job income? No. If you are a good football, you say, can you make a living for a good living from just being a football agent? If you're a football agent and you do, then you should be an elite person. You should be earning millions. Yeah, because a football agent, let me give an example for a football agent. When you're a football agent, you get a commission for, let's say, when you're doing your job, because a good football agent is someone who doesn't sit home. You go to various academic schools. Let me tell you, okay, you go to various academic places. You scout players. Let me say what you should be doing at the beginning for beginning agents who are coming up. So when you go to this academy that are playing, try to get in contact with their parents. Try to just get the contacts of their parents. Try to speak yourself. Use these network tactics that I've told you. Try to get ahead, know their parents, because those players that they are 12 years or 13 years at the academy, in 2 years' time, they'll be 15 years. And when they are 15 years, most clubs will start running behind them. But by then, you already have the contact of their parents and you have already built that relationship with them. So this is how you can take to get top talent from your hand. Top talents. And when you sell those players, let's take, for example, if you sell a player to Saudi Arabia or to Premier League, to La Liga, all those clubs, that is huge amount listen. So I don't have my phone here. Where's my phone here? If I'm calculating that, let's take, for example, a player goes to Saudi Arabia for 100 million. And you, the agent, you have to be paid commission. Let's say they're paying that player 350,000 a week salary, which is quite small money according to the normal salary they pay in Saudi Arabia, 350,000 a week, and you tend to get 3% of that salary regularly. That is very huge money. So most agents who are the top agents actually live very comfortable and luxurious life because they are managing the elite players. So you can make a very comfortable living as an agent, and it's a job that that you have to learn how to work hard. Let me say, invest your time, use LinkedIn, and then go out to talk to various coaches. I mean, to various parents, because when you build relationship with parents of the kids of the kids, they already know you, they see you, they trust you. So in few years, when those kids are matured, you're going to, or being 15 years, when they're ready to go into first team football, 15, 16, 17, when they're ready to go into first team football, you're going to have the contacts of those parents to try to talk to them. So my job now also, because I'm also coaching kids, most of the thing why I'm coaching kids, I'm also looking for, they are quite actually very good players always anyway. So I'm also even looking at the kids and saying, this kid is actually good. This kid is actually good. So most of the time, I try to build relationship with the parents. I take the contact of those kids. Why I still continue my scouting with the other elite players, so that I'm already investing already in the young ones. Why I'm still doing my scouting at the elite and the professional level, so that when I'm selling a player to a team, which is a professional team, and I can also talk to them about someone from the academy. I mean, that I have a 12, 13, 14-year-old, which is very talented. I can bring into the academy. So contact and keep working that smartly is very important, because but to answer your question, you can make an agent job is not, it's a job that is very comfortable and lucrative job that you need to work hard. And also, is that job that you can have 10, 20 players under your agency and you sell them to many places. So it's a job that you should be earning a living with it. Most of the agents, So Brian, how do I join big agency like CAA Stella after passing the agent exam? So Stella, CAA, I think is it George Mendes University. Let's go to that Stella. Let's see. Let's go there. Let's see. CAA. Okay, this is actually CAA. So let's see, so normally sometimes you look for jobs here. Let's see their jobs. There are no jobs right now. Okay, so let's try to see create job alert. So let's see, what is your job title on work? Let's try to see football agent. Is there any football agent here? Okay, so let's say sports agent. You click sports agent, and so just look at what I've done. So I've tried to let me start again so that you can see. I came here to their page. I'm just trying to give also another example of how to use LinkedIn. I came here. This is their posts. You go to their post, what they are posting. You can always see, okay, this is already a job that they are CAA. So you have to always, for you asking this question, you have to always frequently visit this page. Data analyst job by creative artist. So they are view job. So they are looking also for a data analyst. Apply. This is where you can apply. Yeah. Okay, and these are the information. But well, if you click this apply button, they posted this job 7 days ago, data analyst. So you apply. Anyways, so you see, this is already, so normally on their pages, they always click. I mean, they always, on this big industry, they always put their jobs. So that's the first one. You can look for a job that way. Let's go back. And then the next thing is when you come to their page here, the first thing I'll tell you is, if you go to, you go to people here. Always try to send this thing to agents working there. He is working for this and this. So what is his job? Greater Barcelona. Okay, he's an agent there. So if well, I don't want to send a message, but I'll be trying to send a message to this guy if I was also asking a job, because you might send someone reply, someone might not reply, but you have to keep sending always. So someone like this, because he says an agent here, you can also try to build a relationship with him and ask him that how did he get a job there also. That's one thing. But anyways, let's go back first. The best thing for you here is always to, let's look whether to create a job outlet. Let's go back. This was the job we saw. New job. For some reason I cannot see. Let's see jobs. Okay, when you come on that job here, try to create this. What I'll do, I'll come here, I'll say sport agent, sports agent, and I click there. Okay, what's your location? What's the city you want to be? Let's take for example, let me put Finland where I am. Let's give an example. Finland. Let me see if we can add another one. Norway, if it can go. Yes, okay. Let's put another. Okay, let's see if we can add Sweden. These countries are closer to me. Let's see if I can see Sweden. No. Let's say, okay, it didn't go. But anyways, let's try. Okay. And workplace, on-site, hybrid, and remote. So let's try to see. Okay. Let's take this one. Let's take Sweden out and see. Okay. Your job alert has been created. Manage alert. Let's see. Sport agent, European Union, this in sport director. Okay. Okay. So what I did there for you guys, I just created a job outlet. Let's take, for example, when those people post a job from that year, it's going to show. So this is first thing. You first create a job outlet. Then now to work for those agencies, to answer your question, keep always going to their pages because they are always posting jobs. And then another thing also to maximize what you want to do is you try to send requests. Do it the way I said it. Try to send requests to most of those people there, so that when someone replies to you, you try to be friendly, talk yourself with him, get to know him. Then he's going to open up and tell you how he got a job into that industry. Those are the three things. So if you do this constantly, because I know most of these big agencies, they keep posting, they're actually looking for agents, they are looking for analysts, they are looking for this, they are looking for this, they are always looking for different things there. So the answer will tell you that keep an eye on those, keep an eye always. Okay. So I hope I answered your question. Is it Jake? And then the next question: this site, people are doing deals without having agent license. Which site? Which site? Do you mean LinkedIn? Thanks, Brian. Great advice. Okay, good. Yes. No, on LinkedIn. That's why I said most people don't post their license on their LinkedIn. Of course, I put my license number there. But what I would say is, anybody who is doing a deal without license, if he's caught by FIFA, then he's going to get fined, because so you have to understand that. So you're just focusing on yourself and trying to get the better of yourself. I always put my license number on my LinkedIn page, but most people think maybe it's not necessary for them. They don't need to show it. So it depends on what people think. But anyway, I hope I did explain a lot of things to you guys. So It's almost late this way, so we can continue always tomorrow. But thanks for your participation. So let's do another this kind of thing tomorrow, and yes, it will be nice to talk with you guys again more. But anyways, let's take tomorrow, and let me go and rest. Take care, and I hope I answer everyone's question. Let's see. Yes, please. I have connected you on LinkedIn, so we talk more on there. Okay, yes, you can leave me a message on LinkedIn. Okay, yes, have a nice day and take care. Bye.